People, Tuesday afternoon, 2 days before Thanksgiving. How's everybody? I'm sharing this quick video came on yesterday with Steve Rachel, associate of mine, been doing great with video marketing, and he did this very important, I think, video that you should understand. He's talking about you don't need permission to do your business. Too many times in network marketing, especially I've found with companies I've been with, they're always asking you to, people think they have to ask permission to do their business. And that's bullshit, okay? You should never have to ask permission to do your business, okay? Your business is your business, all right? This is your business. It's nobody else's business. You shouldn't have to ask permission. So I'm going to show you this quick video and see what he has to say with this. People, it is your business. Okay, first and foremost, this is your business. You do not have to ask permission. Let's listen to what Steve had to say.
fanpage.com. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning so far. I think it's almost noon there on the East Coast. Still pretty early over here in Las Vegas. Here, let me check, make sure that we are live here, and let's get this thing started. Here, let me pull up some information here. I think, okay, everybody's hopping on. What's going on, Krishana, Tina? What's going on, guys? All right, okay, we are good. So let me put my phone right here, and let's just kind of share a little bit about what we talked about this morning. Which was really interesting. I see people hopping on here as well. Let's see, Angelo, what's up? Let's see, Marcy, April, Fran, what's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so do you need permission to win? Nope, you don't need permission to win. When you look in the mirror, next time you look in the mirror, just ask that person, hey, do I need permission? They're going to say no. They're going to automatically just give you the permission anyway. So that's the only person that really I guess, if any, needs to give you permission to win. It's really just yourself. I know we talked about that. Let me pull up my notes from earlier. So if you got a chance to get on today's call, great. If you didn't and you're getting this notification on your phone, what we talked about this morning was you don't need permission to win. You don't need permission to be successful. You don't need permission for people to give you the authorization to really make, an adjustment in your road to success. It's really up to you. And we talked about a lot of times people tend to, ask advice or asking for validation. Advice is fine. A lot of times people ask me for advice. A lot of times I'm asking other people for advice about certain things. And those are great. But then there are a lot of times we're just looking for validation, and especially if you're coming from a point of being new, or maybe you never had a lot of breakthrough before. There's going to be a lot of questions. You're going to have a lot of questions floating around in your mind, being a new marketer or being a marketer that's really still trying to break through. It's just going to be tons and tons of question marks floating around in your mind. What you have to become good at is not worrying so much about doing something wrong or failing at something, but just focus on the action. Now, there are certain circumstances where you're going to need to get some advice. You're going to have to ask some questions, and those are great. So I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm just saying you're going to have to gauge, am I asking for advice or am I just asking for validation? Because doing the latter really takes time, because you got to reach out and you got to wait for people to validate. And if you're in a hurry for success, you don't have time to wait around for people to get back to you just to see if you need to. Just to confirm that you got everything set up. A lot of times people say, hey, Steve, I got everything set up. Can you go and go to my capture page and opt in and see what happens? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, how come you can't just do that yourself? You know, just go into your, just go to your page, right, and opt in and just do it yourself. I mean, validate it yourself. You know, why wait for me before you can start moving to the next stage when it's something that can be done yourself? That just makes no sense to me. But again, it goes back to people want either advice or validation. I'm like, if you set everything up, go to the next step. That's all you really got to do. Go to the next step, test what you have first, then go to the next step, test it yourself. Do whatever you can do yourself, okay? If you can test it or do something or set something up yourself, do it. Figure it out. We spend a lot of time just figuring things out. I don't have time to wait and ask a whole bunch of questions. Even back then when we were new, I didn't have time to be hitting people up, asking questions all the time. We were in a situation and we needed things to happen quickly. So I didn't have time. We had to figure it out. And if you have that mindset of, I'm just going to figure it out, I'm just going to do it anyway, things start moving fast, and that's why I was able to get off my job in 90 days. I'm just keeping it real, guys. I was able to get off my job in 90 days because I didn't have time to wait on people. I don't have time to be calling my sponsors, hey, well, what about this and what about that or whatever. I'm not saying don't communicate and have a relationship with whoever you're in business with. No, I'm not saying that. I set a proclamation in my mind. I'm going to outwork everybody. I'm going to provide a lot of value and I'm going to outwork everybody. That was my plan. that was it. I didn't know the details of how everything was going to work. I didn't. I just said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to outwork everybody. I'll make some videos. Seem like people that are making a lot of money seem to be making videos. So I'm just going to make a lot of videos. I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff I see all them doing in their videos. I'm just going to just figure it out and just do whatever I know how to do now, and I'll figure all that other fancy stuff out later. True story, guys. I know y'all look at my videos now like, man, this dude is killing this video stuff. But back in the day, I didn't know none of this stuff. I just had a plan, and I executed on the plan. So, and that's really what the call was really about. You know, people want their mentors to make them feel good about their idea or strategy all the time. I get it pretty much every day. They just want me to make them feel good about, whatever it is that they're attempting to do, in their business, whatever strategy it might be. And I get it. But you gotta say, I'm not worried about the good feeling. I want the good feeling of getting results. I want the good feeling of having a whole lot of money in my bank account. I want the good feeling of having success. Wouldn't you rather have that versus someone to make you feel good about, I figured out this new whatever. Let me call Steve. Make sure, hey, Steve, quick question. When you get a chance, can you go to my website and check it out? I think I got everything set up, but I just want to make sure everything is good. Can you do that for me? Okay, all right. Guys, that right there is going to slow you down. You just need to move. Test what you have yourself and just move. Okay? And I'm saying that jokingly, but I'm actually really serious. I'm just serious. I'm just being serious here. Let me see. And again, I'm just looking over my notes here. Nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. I just figure out things along the way. A lot of people here that are watching, I see a lot of these names. We got a lot of sharp people here in the community that know how to speak. And I know a lot of them personally that they just figure things out. They just figure it out. They just do. We ask questions when we need to ask questions. We ask for advice when we need to ask for advice. But when it just comes to just doing the work, and we just do the work. We figure out the rest. We know everything is not going to be perfect, and we know that we're going to screw some things up. I screwed some things up this weekend, playing around with some YouTube ad stuff. But, I don't have time to be waiting around for someone to get back to me. I just did it anyway. And I learned from that. I learned some things just through that experience of how I can make it even better later down the road. I mean, just keep it real, guys. I don't go into things, oh man, you're doing this now. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know anything about it really. I'm just playing around with it. I'm just trying to figure it out. And that's really the mindset. So I go into new strategies, new methods with the understanding with myself that, Steve, you don't know everything about this. It's a good idea. It makes sense. You don't know everything about it, so expect you're going to screw it up. But during those screw-ups, you're going to learn from it, because I always say, I never lose. I either win big or I learn. Okay? So that goes for you. You're never going to lose if you're just taking action, if you're just doing. You're never going to lose anything. Okay? You're either going to win big or you're going to learn from that. Oh, I can't do it like this. Oh, I didn't do it the right way. Or, oh, I'm not doing it enough. You see what I'm saying? You're going to learn from that activity. And people, adults, that's just how we learn. We learn better that way. You can tell me all kind of stuff. Like when we go to events, or if we watch a training course, or whatever it might be, some venue where I'm learning something, they can talk all day long. And I can take a ton of notes, but I'm not going to get it. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not going to really understand it. I'm not really going to get it or master it until I start doing it. That's the only way I get it. That's how I learn. And a lot of people that have worked with me probably have heard me say that before. I don't learn that way. I don't learn by just listening and watching. Oh, hey, Steve, I watched a full 8-hour training course today. But my next question, have you done anything with the information? It's great. I'm glad you're learning. There's definitely a time when you need to just sit down and learn. And then there's a time when you need to execute what you learn, which is typically right after that. You learn something, then execute on it. Just do it. Take action on it. And that's how I learn. I don't understand it. You can tell all these experts that are here live on the call. You guys got some great training. I see a lot of your videos. You can blow my mind with something. I'm like, whoa, that's what, man, I didn't know I could do that. But I'm not really going to get it until I start executing on it. And that's how most people are as well. So just remember that. Just take action. Stop looking for people to say you're on the right track. Make a plan and work the plan. Okay? And when you make a mistake, adjust the plan. It's really all you got to do. Let me put my microphone a little bit closer here. All right. Sorry for the noise out there. I don't know. I think there's a construction out there. One of the neighbors putting a pool in their backyard, so they're doing some construction. But here's the bottom line, guys. The world owes you nothing. If you're going to be waiting around for people to give you permission all the time, or whatever, you're just going to be waiting a long time to really have your breakthrough. And well, I've said this before, even on some other calls. I just don't like waiting around. I don't like waiting around on people. Nothing in a negative. Nothing. It's not coming from a negative, place. I'm just saying I just don't have time to be waiting on people. I typically like to use my resources to get my answers because we have this thing called the internet and Google and YouTube. So I use it like crazy. I don't like reaching out to customer service, reps and stuff like that. I don't have time. Even back in the day, it's probably where it came from because when we first started this stuff, we were in a position where we needed to really start bringing in some additional income into our households when Lanace and I were still working. And a lot of you kind of heard my story. My mom got sick, so we started having to take care of her, and it was getting very expensive. And so we needed to make some things happen. And I just didn't have time to be waiting around for people to give me permission to win. I just said, hey, we're going to have to make this work. If I can't figure this autoresponder thing out, I'm just going to have to figure it out tonight. I'm just going to have to do it because I got to get it. I got to get it done. And I don't have time to be, hey, no, I just didn't have time. And I like to know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I like to know now. It's This is how I am. I like to know now. I'm not going to send you, hey, get back to me and let me know what you think. And I got a question. I don't have time for guys. I don't have time for all that. Even back then. Because some of you say, well, you already know. No, I'm talking about 2011, 2012, Steve and Lanace. When we didn't know about autoresponders and Facebook groups and YouTube videos and all that stuff. We didn't know all that stuff. But we didn't have time to wait on people. We didn't have time to wait to get permission to win. We just went out and took it. We had a plan. We knew what we wanted. A lot of times people don't know what they want. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted to make enough money, one, to help take care of us and my mom, right? And if it was enough to where we can become full-time marketers online. That was the plan. I gave myself 6 months. We did it in 3. True story. I gave myself 6 months. Say 6 months, we should be able to make a change. We did it in 3 months. Why? Because I just made a decision. I'm going to outwork everybody. I'm just going to screw up more than everybody else is screwing up. So what normally would take me, 6 months or a year to screw up 10 times, I say, well, you know what? I'm just going to take so much action. I'm gonna do those 10 screw ups this week. I'm gonna do so much activity. I'm gonna screw it all up. I'm gonna get all that out the way, and I'm gonna learn through it. So I'm gonna move much faster, just simply because I'm doing more work than everybody else. Not saying that I'm making more money than everybody else. No, that came later. Okay, not even making more money than anybody. We never done that. We're just saying having success. We weren't making a lot of money in the beginning, but we were getting results. Making some really good part-time money. Then it became full-time money, within about 2 months. And then it was like, hey, we might need to make a decision on should we continue to go to work and lose money or go full-time and make more? Because if we're making this kind of money right now on a part-time basis, how much money could we make if we had all our time and we can really go in at it? Because the guys, just to kind of give you a little insight, this is real talk, it's family talk here. I would get off work a lot of times 5 or 6 o'clock, sometimes later, depending on what was going on there within the retail store. And a lot of times I wouldn't go to bed until 2 o'clock in the morning. And they see it too, because I'm working on some video stuff. Because that was one thing I said, I want to learn this video stuff, because that was what I gathered during that time, is that most of the people that I followed that were making the most money seemed to have a lot of video content. I said, hey, boom, that's what we got to do, because that seems to be the best strategy right now, is making videos. And that's what we did, right? And there were a lot of times I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to get right back up 8 o'clock in the morning to go to work. Problem is, most people won't do that. There was a lot of sacrifices during that time. A lot of sacrifices, things that we kind of missed, family type stuff. I get it. But we needed to make a change. And we made the change by outworking a lot of people that were associated with us within that niche. That makes sense? And that's what helped us to break through in 2012. And then 2013, things just went crazy. And that's really what you got to do. We didn't wait around for permission. Okay. If you aren't working day in and day out to build your dreams, why are you here? Why are you in this community? Why are you watching this video? Why are you even in business? If you're not going to work day in and day out to reach your goal, to live your dreams, why even waste the time? That's what I say. If you're not going to go all in, I don't care what the amount is that you spend, $50, $100, $1,000 to get started and whatever. If you don't go all in, it's just, why are you here? We have this amazing community, which Lanace and I personally owe a lot to, because without MLSP, I guarantee you we wouldn't even be speaking on this live webinar right now. We would have never had any major successes. So if you're in MLSP, great. If you're watching this and you're not, you need to be here. and this isn't a pitch, I'm just giving you the real. There were so many things that we were doing wrong prior to becoming a member of this community that just opened everything up for us, because we had this community, we had Google, we had YouTube. So those were our mentors in the beginning, those resources. So I felt personally that I didn't need any permission from anyone. I had all these incredible resources in front of me 24/7. If I had a question, because I'm not saying I don't have questions, I have questions all the time. I typically just ask my coach, Google or YouTube. Those are my two coaches. And then, of course, MLSP, my third coach, right? So, those three mentors of mine really helped set us on the right trajectory to get to where we're at now, and we're just trying to build upon that. True story, guys. True story. That's exactly how it all went down, and a lot of it was the mentality of we weren't asking for permission from someone, and I've seen a lot of people that have done the exact same thing. And it's so funny. I already know. I see it all the time. People that I work with, where you barely hear from. You might have had a few conversations, along the way, a few phone calls, maybe a few webinars here or whatever, and then you don't hear from them. It just disappear. But not really disappear, but you start seeing posts and videos and going up your news feed, like, man, but you don't hear from them because they're so busy putting in work. They ain't got time to be. They like me. They're like Lanacia. They're like a lot of the other leaders inside the community. They're so busy just trying to win. Don't have time to ask a lot of questions. They're just putting in the action. And during that, it's so funny. Every time I see somebody that does that, that's like maybe new, they just got started or whatever in the industry of online marketing. They just got started, right? But they're like a sponge. They're trying to, they're getting the courses. They're going to the events. They're putting in all kinds of action. They're just following the plan. They're not asking a lot of questions. No, they don't never ask a lot of questions, though. It's one thing when I think about that. They don't ask a lot of questions. They ask maybe a few questions here and there, but for the most part, you don't ever hear from them. Other than, such and such just hit the leaderboard. Hey, such and such is number one on the leaderboard this week or this month. Hey, such and such just made their first, $5,000 this month. Excuse me. That's typically how it goes. That's what I've seen over the years. And it's just so funny how that works. Because it's happened so many times. It's so fun to watch that when that happens. So congratulations to all you guys that are having major success. You know who you are. Continue to keep doing what you're doing. But again, guys, just as we close out, you don't need permission from your sponsor, your wife, your husband, your teacher, your coach, your team, your customer support, your company. You don't need their permission to have success. Success is going to all be in that person. Like when you put on your camera, when you're trying to do a selfie, that person right there, that's the only person that you need permission from that's going to make a difference in your business. And I hate to get so, mental with it and all that, but it sounds so cliche, I get it. It sounds like, oh, it's another one of those motivational speeches. I get it. It sounds like it. It really does. Sounds like a commercial. But you know what, guys? It is so true. It's just true. It's just a fact. It is. It's just a fact. Take massive action. That's what's going to make the difference in anything that you do. Is just taking massive action. I can't. Activity. Trumps talent. What was that saying? I think I wrote it in a post one time. Hustle trumps talent any day. Is going to really overshadow talent. You'll get the talent if you're putting in the work. Let me say that again. You'll become talented if you're putting in the work enough. You'll become talented, and that's how you just got to look at it. Just become the CEO that you want. Become the person that you want to become. And until then, that's when things will start to happen. But you have to make that come to your, come to life. You got to make it come to life. And if the only way to do that is just not waiting, not having a waiting mentality. And as I close, remember, let me scroll up on my notes here. There's a difference between advice and validation. Okay, which sandbox are you playing in the most? Are you just looking for validation most of the time, or are you really looking for advice on something? And I'm not saying, don't ask questions. So disclaimer, I'm not saying don't ask questions. Definitely ask questions if you need something answered. But I challenge you to become a person that becomes so resourceful that you barely ask anybody for questions on anything. And I remember Tony Robbins said this at an event a few years back here in Las Vegas. Everybody knows Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, right? Major motivational speaker, been all over the world, helps businesses, people, celebrities, the whole nine. And he said something that was really profound to me at that event a few years back. He said one of the number one reasons on why people fail in business, whether it's in traditional business, whether it's in network marketing or online marketing, one of the number one reasons, let me put my microphone, you got to hear this. And one of the number one reasons on why people fail is a lack of resourcefulness. They just choose to not be resourceful. And in 2018, going into 2019, guys, we have so many resources. Oh my God. We just have so many things in front of us that can answer those questions for us 24/7, 365 days a year. I know Lanacy and I, we just chose to use our resources. That's why we moved very fast from not having any success online to breaking records of income that we never imagined that we would have been able to make. I'm just keeping it real. It was because we became very resourceful in using our tools. So when we have those questions and those roadblocks that get in front of us, I can't figure this out. This is holding me back from getting to the next step. We would use our resources and we would get the answer. And we would just figure it out. And because we went through that process, we learned more because we figured it out ourselves. So it made more sense. You know what I mean? Versus if you find the answer for something or if someone just gives you the answer. You might forget the answer, but if you go search for the answer, you're going to always remember where you got it from or how it all connects, right? And that's what has really helped us. And that's what's helped a lot of other people in this community win, is because they are very resourceful. They don't have time to wait for permission. They're using their resources. And that's what makes a difference, guys. So the choice is up to you. All you have to do is make a decision. Are you going to be that person that's just going to always just be waiting for validation and just all constantly, every time you want to make a move, I gotta ask some questions before I make this next move. I got to get permission. I got this done here. Okay, I got to move to this next step, but I'm not for sure. Let me call. Let me send an email. Let me send a chat. Hey, I got a question. I wonder what would happen if you just did it anyway. Just want to let that sit for a second. I wonder what would happen if you just did it anyway. Just do it anyway, just to see what happens. And if you screw it up, dust it off, fix whatever you need to fix, move on to the next step, right? That's how you got to do it, guys. So I'm done, guys. I could talk about this so much, but I think it's such a powerful roadblock that people put in front of them that really keeps them from moving faster. You can still get there. It's just going to take you longer if you're always waiting for permission. Just going to take you longer, okay? So as I close, if you're a person that says, hey, I want breakthrough in my life within the next 90 days, say 3 to 6 months, if I want breakthrough in 2019, I'm going to take charge of my destiny, and I'm going to not wait for people to give me permission. If that's you, you know what you need to do. If you're a person that says, hey, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I like asking questions. I like getting that validation that helps me. Just letting you know, it's going to take you longer. And that's okay. Everybody's going to get there at whatever time. But if you're that person, hey, I want breakthrough as soon as I can get it. Take charge of it. Take charge of your situations. Those situations where you're like, I don't know what's going on. I can't figure this out. You take charge on it. It's going to help you in the long run. Because once you get that problem-solving muscle pretty strong, when you get that good, hey, when you got that you got a real good problem-solving muscle, oh, man. Lightning speed, because as these problems come up in your business, you can go through them just like nothing. But you'll never get that strong muscle if you're just always waiting for people to give you the answers. Just how it goes. So, but hey guys, I really appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully this was helpful. Hope you got some value from it. You know, drop a comment below. Just make sure, let me know that you got some value from it. And hey, take charge, guys. Hey, you don't need permission. Just go out there and win big, become great, become a legend, and amazing things can happen for you. So that's it for today, guys. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you guys over the top. Peace out.
Okay, that's Steve Rachel, a friend of mine that lives in Vegas. This was a webinar, a little video that was done, have daily about 11:30. One of the things that he's saying is so true that you can't wait. Can't wait. Today you get too many resources that let you move stuff in faster, quicker than you did when we didn't have social media and the internet. Waiting for permission for your success in your business, especially if you're in direct sales and network marketing, is crazy. You don't have to get permission from your upline to do that. You can get resources. Like you said, you got YouTube, you got all these resources. YouTube is probably one of the biggest resources that you can get into, because it tells you the purpose of YouTube is to show you how to do things. I've used YouTube to fix things. So this is what Steve was talking about. Take a hold of your business. It's your success. You don't have to ask permission for your own success, and you shouldn't have to. I don't care what business you're in. You got too many resources out here that can move you forward faster than any time in our lifetime. With that being said, I hope you got value from this video training that will help you whatever businesses you're in. I'll see you, Ray and Christina, on here. Thanks for joining on here. This was a recording from yesterday. I'm just pointing out because I thought there was some helpful information that I can share. Christina, probably see you tonight. And Ray, I know you're in Mexico. You have a good evening, good Thanksgiving, holiday, whatever. And with that being said, I hope you got value from this video. Take care. We'll see you on the next video online. Peace out. Take care.